All right, like, click, subscribe. You already know what time it is. The Buccaneers, Tampa Bay taking on Atlanta Falcons. And Tom Brady, 31 of 45, 390 yards, 2 TDs. Leonard Fournette, 49 yards and 2 TDs. Antonio Brown, 93 yards at a TD. Yes, I said that. Matt Ryan, 34 of 49, 356 yards, 3 TDs. Calvin Ridley, 163 yards at the TD. Yeah. Matt Ryan throws it off. Russell Gage for the touchdown. Touchdown Falcons. They started off right this. And then here we go again. Hits off the man Calvin Ridley. Touchdown Falcons. They increase the lead 14-0. And Tom Brady says the heck with that. I'm about to give it to Leonard Fournette. Push him in there. Touchdown Buccaneers. They finally get on the board. But then Matt Ryan's back at it again. He hits Hayden Hurst for a touchdown. Falcons 24-7. Now you got the Falcons up 24-7, right? Midway through the third. Oh, you think they're going to keep that lead? Not if Brady has anything to say about that. Chris Godwin for the touchdown. Buccaneers, 10-point lead, 24-14. And there we go. Brady gives it to Leonard Fournette, his second touchdown of the day. Touchdown Buccaneers. The lead is only by 3, 24-21. And then got a field goal. It was up for 3 points. And then all of a sudden, the one man that has had these TDs all year, you finally let him come through. Antonio Brown at the end of a game. Touchdown. Buccaneers 31-27. And the Bucs go 9-5. And look at Matt Ryan. That's the perfect picture of what happened. Laying down, blowing leads. 3 years ago, Brady did it to you in the Super Bowl, and you've been blowing leads for 3 years. And once again, Brady comes back with a different team and does it to you again. And up next, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Andy Dalton, 19 of 33, 209 yards, 2 TDs. Tony Pollard, 69 yards and 2 TDs because Ezekiel Elliott was out for this game. CeeDee Lamb, 132 total yards at a TD. Nick Mullins, 21 of 36, 219 yards, 2 TDs and 2 picks. Jeff Wilson, 60 yards at a TD. Kendrick Bourne, 86 yards and a TD. And as you can see right here, Tony Pollard was going to start it off right. Touchdown, Cowboys. And there you go. Michael Gallup wants to get himself involved in the action. Touchdown, Dallas. They increased their lead. But then Nick Mullins hit Jordan Reed, said, you ain't going to have all the fun. We're going to get on the scoreboard too. Touchdown, 49ers, 7-14. And then they set it up for that too. We're going to have Brandon Ayuk get in the action. Touchdown, 49ers, 3-point lead. And Andy Dalton hits off another Dalton by the name of Schultz. Dives in for the touchdown. They take the lead back 24-17. But then Jeff Wilson says, forget all that. We're going to tie this game up. Touchdown 49ers, 24 apiece. But then Tony Pollard said, the heck with that. I'm getting back into the action again as I break away from all these clowns. I'm giving the business right here. Touchdown Cowboys. And this is probably one of the very few times you ever see this. A kickoff return on an onside kick. CeeDee Lamb going crazy, running it back. Touchdown, Dallas. That pretty much ended the game, honestly. And the game was pretty much sealed right here anyway, but he launches a bomb to Kendrick Bourne, and he ends up catching it. But Bob Lottis, Dallas ended up beating them 41-33. They're 5-9 in the conference. So there you go. Mathematically, the Cowboys ain't out of it yet. They're still alive somehow. And up next, you got Detroit Lions taking on the Tennessee Titans. The Titans beat the Lions 46-25. I'm just telling you right now. Ryan Tannehill, 21-27, 273 yards, 3 TDs. Derrick Henry, 147 yards at a TD. Corey Davis, 110 yards, 1 TD. Matt Stafford, 22-32, 252 yards at a TD. DeAndre Swift, 67 yards and 2 TDs. Marvin Jones, 112 yards and 1 TD. And the only way you can start this off is with Derrick Henry. Just getting it popping right there. Touchdown, Titans. They start off with the lead. But Matt Stafford's going to hit Marvin Jones and say, I want to get into action. I'm getting it popping. Touchdown, Lions. They tied the game. But then right after that, Tannehill launches a bomb to Corey Davis. He shakes off 26 like, get up out of here. I ain't got time for you. Touchdown, Titans. They take the lead back. And Tannehill's just going to run it in the second quarter. He's just going to do what he does. Touchdown, Titans. They increase their lead 21-7. But then here comes something bad from Tannehill. He gets sacked for a safety. Detroit 9-21. And DeAndre Swift gets himself in, punches in. Touchdown, Lions 16-21. Oh no, my bad. They missed the PAT. 15-21. And some field goals and stuff later. It is what it is. Ryan Tannehill does his little signature when he gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. And they get the 2-point conversion also. And then Tannehill hits A.J. Brown, comes in there, touchdown, Tennessee Titans. DeAndre Swift back at it again, touchdown Lions. And then Darrington Evans pretty much seals this. There's a touchdown, Titans go 10-4. And up next, you got Chicago Bears taking on Minnesota Vikings. Mitch Trubisky is 15 of 21, 202 yards, 1 TD, 1 pick. David Montgomery, 146 yards and 2 TDs. Darnell Mooney, 49 yards and a TD. Kirk Cousins, 24 of 35, 271 yards and 2 TDs and 1 pick. Dalvin Cook, 132 yards and a TD. Justin Jefferson, 104 yards. And that's what it is. And right out the back, Trubisky throws it off to Darnell Mooney. Touchdown, Bears, they started off. But Kirk Cousins responds right back and he hits off Adam Thielen. Touchdown, Vikings, tie game. But here we go. We got more from David Montgomery. He goes back at it again. Touchdown, Bears, increasing the lead. And you already know what time it is. Dalvin Cook time. It's time for the cooking. Touchdown, Vikings, 3-point lead for the Bears. And here we go. We got Montgomery once again dipping and diving way through. Touchdown, Bears, 10-point lead. And Dalvin Cook closes it to Tyler Conklin. There you go. He gets in there. Touchdown, Vikings, 3-point lead again. Macario Santos that kicked like 4 field goals in this game, and it's like he about to do another one. He tried to keep this game, spread it apart, 33-27. And on the last play of the game, Kirk Cousins gets picked off, and it's done deal. The Bears go 7-7. The Vikings move to 6-8. And up next, you got the Seattle Seahawks taking on the DC squad. Russell Wilson, what did he do today? I'll explain. 18 of 27, 121 yards, 1 TD, 1 pick. Carlos Hyde, 55 yards at a TD. Jacob Hollister, 17 yards at a TD. Dwayne Haskins, 38 of 55, 295 yards, 1 TD, and 2 picks. J.D. McKissick, 51 yards. Logan Thomas, 101 yards. Yep. And it was a couple of field goals, but right before the second half, Jacob Hollister gets it and scores touchdown, 13-0 Seahawks. Now, DC squad got a field goal, but then Carlos Hyde starts going crazy, running around the back. There he goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks, 20-3. But then it's looking like DC squad trying to make a comeback. Peyton Barber runs in there. Touchdown, DC squad. And then Dwayne Haskins throws to J.D. McKissick. Touchdown, Washington, DC squad. 20-15. But bottom line, that's all they would get right here. Washington falls to 6-8. Seattle goes to 10-4, clinching this playoff spot. And up next, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Baltimore Ravens. And no surprise here, we laid the smackdown on them. 40-14 Ravens. But anyway, Lamar Jackson, 17 of 22, 243 yards, 3 TDs, 1 pick. J.K. Dobbins, 64 yards at a TD. Mark Andrews, 66 yards at a TD. Gardner Minshew's back, 22 of 29, 226 yards, 2 TDs. James Robinson, 53 yards at a TD. Yep. Yeah, Lamar threw a pick, but guess what? We set it up. It was all part of the plan. He gets sacked for a safety. 2 points for Baltimore. Miles Boykin got a TD, and so does J.K. Dobbins. Give it a business, touchdown Ravens. And then Lamar gives Dez Bryant the respect he deserves, even though Dez couldn't play in the game against the Cowboys. We got him here right now to play this, and he gets an official touchdown in 3 years. Touchdown, Dez Bryant. Throw up the X, and that's what we're talking about, giving business and putting in work. And James Robinson said he had enough of not scoring without everybody else scoring. We about to get on the board at least. Touchdown, Jaguars. But then Lamar says, all right, you had your fun. Now it's time for us to pour it on again. Touchdown, Ravens. And Mark Andrews giving the business. Bottom line is we lay smacked out 40-14. We go 9-5. And up next, New England Patriots taking on Miami Dolphins. Ain't a whole lot to show here from New England side, but I'll give you the stats anyway. Tua Tagovailoa, 20 of 26, 145 yards at a pick. Salvon Ahmed, 122 yards at a TD. Durham Schmite, 40 yards. Cam Newton, 17 of 27, 209 yards. Sony Michel, 74 yards. Jacoby Myers, 111 yards. Salvon Ahmed scores after like the 3 quarters or whatever. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa giving the business in the 4th quarter. Touchdown, Dolphins. You know it's bad when Nick Folk was the only bit of offense, so you're the entire squad. 4 kicks today for Nick Folk, and he had all your points. 12. And by the way, Tua scores again. Like I said, the score 22-12. Miami. New England eliminated for playoff contention at 6-8. Miami goes up to 9-5. Y'all had to rely on Nick Folk. That's the way y'all wanted to exit out. You didn't have no points, but this bum-ass kicker that actually did the only thing that he could do for y'all is actually give y'all points. It was crazy. But bottom line is, New England Patriots, you're done deal for the season. You ain't going to the postseason, and this is how you exit it. And last but not least, you got the Houston Texans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Phillip Rivers, 22 of 28, 228 yards and 2 TDs. Jonathan Taylor, 83 yards and a TD. Zach Pascal, 79 yards and 2 TDs. Deshaun Watson, 33 of 41, 373 yards, 2 TDs. David Johnson, 133 total yards. Yep. And Jonathan Taylor is going to sweep his way around and get it started off. Touchdown, Colts. And Phillip Rivers is going to hit Zach Pascal again to keep this momentum going. Touchdown, Colts. They increase their lead. And Deshaun Watson lines up. He hits Chad Hansen wide open. Touchdown, Texans. And we get straight to the fourth quarter. Deshaun Watson hits Kiki Cutie for a touchdown. Tied up, 20 apiece. Kiki Cutie does something right here. Let's see how he goes from this to quickly in the doghouse. Phillip Rivers looking for Zach Pascal again. Touchdown. Colts, they take the lead back. 1 minute and 47 seconds left. What's Deshaun Watson going to do? It's 4th and 5. Kiki Cutie's got the ball. He gets it, but then punches it out at the 2-yard line. And the Colts land on it. And that's how they go 10-4. Houston falls to 4-10. Ridiculous. Kiki, Houston loves you, but not right now, cause you let them down with that bullshit there. Yeah, we saw it. It was on the ground. 2 yards for the touchdown. What the hell happened, Kiki? Like, really, what was going on? What was going on inside your brain when that took place? Y'all were eliminated from playoff contention anyway, but bottom line is, just for that play, you have to sit in the doghouse.